So you like being watched?
I like being watched when I know I'm being watched.
Yeah, you're the reverse voyeur. Are you the more the voyeur or the voyee?
The voyeur, like if the cats are watching me work through the window from outside, then yeah,
You put on a
they're
show,
a little
don't you?
creepy. Yeah, I put on a show.
Yeah,
I make it worth their dollar. You know what I mean?
Well, we're talking about a few things here that we all love to be tracked. We all love to be watched. We all love to have the government or whomever it is know what we're doing all the time, don't we? Don't we just love that?
Don't we love leashes on us?
Oh, yeah. We're not adults. We
Nice.
cannot be left to our own devices because
Right.
somebody might think you're doing something they don't like. And that's kind of the topic we're talking about today, because if you ever come here to the state of Utah and you have to go to a bar here in Utah, you got to show your ID. Okay, sure. Yeah, well, 21. But if you're 80 or 70 and you definitely look like you're over 21, most other places you go, you don't really have to show your ID at all, do you? Because, hey,
Wave you on
you're,
by.
you're
They
good.
wave you on by.
Yeah, you're good. You want to buy that bottle of booze? Go for it. Yeah. I don't need your
Fine.
ID. I can tell you're over 21. So you get that. And this is what's happening here in our little hamlet in the state of Utah. And we're going to talk about that and see what y'all think about it. So right now, we're going to get into this, talk about why it's annoying that you have to show and get your ID scanned every time you get something to drink at a bar, at a restaurant, or the liquor store, or whatever. It's really freaking annoying. And why are they doing it? And what are they doing with that information? And what are they telling us they're doing?
That's the real question.
Right. So welcome to the Rude Barn Podcast. Let's talk about this stuff right. Welcome to the Rude Barn Podcast, everyone. My buddy.
I'm Rude.
The Rude.
Yeah.
The Rude is in his little surveillance laboratory, looks like.
Checking on everybody. Checking on their IDs.
Checking on everybody.
Make sure we're all scanning it. Getting all the data.
Keeping all the data. So anyway, real quick before we get into it, we want to talk about the merch store we have, the rudebarn.etsy.com, and go check it out. We've got shirts, hats, and t-shirts, and hoodies, and mugs, and all these different things.
Yeah.
I've got a hat right
whatever you
here.
want.
Got my hoodie on. Question.
Oh, yeah. Barnes rapping tonight.
That's right. We question everything. So today we're questioning, why is it that Utah, a red state, has decided by law that everyone from your great grandmother, who might be 90 something years old, or great, depending on, how early they had kids, that you need to get your ID scanned before you go buy alcohol. And here's one thing that was weird, because Buffalo Wild Wings got caught serving an underage person. So now, I think I told you this in a video before, but I got some Buffalo Wild Wings tonight because it sounded good. Took it to go. They always ask you when you get in the door, are you having alcohol this evening? Great. Show me your ID. Great. You get a little wristband. You go in. Oh, then the hostess says, oh, by the way, you'll have to present your ID again to the server to get your, even though you have a wristband, because they've now just checked your ID.
Yeah.
Okay. And then if you order something at the table, a gal told us a few months ago when we went that if the bartender comes out and brings you your beer, drink, whatever it was, he or she would have to also ID you one last time.
Why?
I
don't understand that.
Is not my wristband enough to show you that I've already been ID'd and checked?
Or do they not trust their staff? So maybe you're, I mean, you don't look your age, Barn, but you do look over 21. I got to say that.
Yeah, a couple of years.
So maybe, the door person, and they're just like, oh, hey, okay, I know you're 18. I'll give you a wristband. And then you go sit down, and is that a kind of a double check type thing.
Yeah.
Maybe they don't trust their door people because I otherwise
Two-way
I don't know why you'd have to do it.
authentication.
That's
Something like
exactly
that.
what I was gonna say. We're not tell me you're a designer without
Or
telling me you're a designer.
yeah, or three-way authentication.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, I mean it's getting to be a little ridiculous, and you have all this, but if you go to a liquor store and you got to show your ID, it's not just they scan it, the barcode on the back, they scan that.
Yeah.
Then if you go to a restaurant and most people is like, oh, can I just see your ID? And the waitress looks at it like, oh yeah, looks good. I mean, especially if you look over 35
look at the
or whatever.
date, look at you, look at the date, look at the picture, look at you, and make sure it looks and sounds legit, then fine, you're good.
Yeah. And I don't know what they're doing and cracking down on some of these restaurants and bars and other places like that here in our state, but it doesn't seem to be that much of a problem anywhere else. Sure, there's some people that get in with fake IDs. Sure, and if you look like you're under 30, and man, and there's some people that are 30 or 35 or sometimes even 40 that look like they're barely 21, and they would and should be carded because hey, you look young. A, it's a compliment, but B, hey, it's something you got to do until you definitely look like you can have a kid who's 21 or 10 or 50. You know what I mean? So we have an issue here. And so we're going to talk about it because they just passed a law that 100% of the time, all the time, every single person that walks in, you have to be carded, and not just carded, but they get to scan the back of your ID. What do they do with that? What's that information? Oh, well, it's to make sure that you don't have something flagged in your license that you're a risk for DUI, or you've had DUIs and you're not allowed to drink anymore, or blah, blah. Well, isn't that what the breathalyzer in your car thing, you have to blow into the thing before you can start your engine is supposed to do? Or things like, I mean, there's other ways rather than punishing everybody, if you want to look at it that way. I mean, I get annoyed. It's not a compliment anymore to have somebody say, oh, can I see your ID, sir? Yeah, it's not a compliment anymore.
You always joke about that, but at the same time, now it's a law, and it's like, I just don't, especially at places that you frequent. The your little corner store, stuff like that.
Right.
You've bought alcohol or tobacco from this same guy, for the last 10 years, and he's like,
oh, my friend, dude, good to see you again. Would you like another pack of smokes?
Yeah. It was like, beer today? It's like, it's 8:00 in the morning, bro. You talked me into it.
Right.
You know what I mean? Okay.
Yeah.
But it's like, even they're having to do it. Yeah. And I mean, I guess my question is it's pissing me off. And I know that annoying, I know it's part of their job now, and they have to do it, and they can't just be like, sorry.
And we don't blame the people who have to do it. Yeah, I mean,
right. And you can't get mad at them.
The waiters, whatever. Yeah,
they're doing their job.
Right.
But yeah, what's it all about? Why are we doing this? Why are we gathering this information? What are you doing
what are they going to do with it? Yeah.
Well, that's another thing too. So, as this surveillance state kind of tightens down, what are they going to do? Are they going to be like, scan you, and you've got like no priors or anything like that. You're just going in to get a drink.
As far as
the guy's like, well, you know what? Yeah. But you've bought beer at the grocery store. You're
for the last 3 days in a row or something.
Yeah, exactly. Your corner store. And you were in here last week, so it looks like your alcohol consumption total is up for the week. Sorry, we can't serve you.
But they can never tell if you're buying it and you're drinking it all yourself. And see, that's the thing.
I know, matter. But can you not see that it going there?
Right. But I didn't drink it all. Yeah, how do we know? But you bought it, and you bought some more.
Mm-hmm.
So as far as we can tell,
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So and they use it like, well, we're keeping you safe. keeping you and everybody else out on the roads safe.
We're doing it for everybody. We're doing it for us.
Yeah, we're doing it for the community. The warmth of the community. Thanks, Zoran. But yeah,
and that's the kind of thing. Why are you the community police?
Who made you the community god over my dominion of my life?
Yeah, exactly. Over what I choose to do and choose not to do, and choose where to go and where to drink beer.
Yeah, exactly. So the local Fox station here did a report on this, and it was tired of Utah's 100% ID check law. It soon may get an exception, which it needs. Like, my God, can we have some common freaking sense in this?
I was going to say that this cannot get it can't stay this way.
No, this is and people need to bitch every time I go in. It's like, hey, I know it's not you, but don't you think this is ridiculous? You have to scan my ID. Do I look like I'm anywhere? I know it's not your fault. You're just doing your job. And I make sure they know that. But I said, don't you think that most of them are like, yeah, I just got to do what I got to do, or they don't give a shit. Like, yeah, I know, they don't give a fuck. But but it's like, oh my God, can we get some? You have to pay attention. You have to care. Everybody does.
Yeah, or else
it won't change.
A sheep, yeah, and it won't change.
And it'll get worse. So, yeah, so here's this. It's a couple minutes long. Let's listen to what's going on here with this whole thing.
The new law required 100% ID checks, no exception. Well, now there's an exception.
Your wrinkles are deeper than the canyons in this state. You think, surely I won't be carded, right?
Wrong! Utah's got a new liquor law.
The staff at 98 Center in Moab made this clever Instagram video to let people know about Utah's 100% ID check law that went into effect in January.
We wanted to get the message out there of, when you're visiting, it's not going to be like visiting in other states when you go to a restaurant. And with the new laws, it's going to be even more intense.
It doesn't matter if you were born in the 2000s,
the 90s,
the 80s,
the 60s,
the 40s,
the 1840s,
before the plague.
Doesn't matter.
The 40s.
They tell me they've definitely heard from some guests about the tough new law.
I can look at someone and know that they are not 18 years old if they have wrinkles and gray hair, And
thank you. Yes. Isn't that what we just mentioned?
Yeah, and they know.
Everybody
especially it's places where you frequent, you know what I mean?
Right.
And they know you when you walk in and they call you by your first name, or you go and hug the owner when you get there. Those are the kind of places
Chuck,
I go.
I've got to scan your ID again. Like, dude, I've been coming here for 20 years. What are you talking about? Like,
those are the kind of places that I go.
Dude, I know.
Right. But you still got to do it,
Yeah, it's ridiculous. So here's a little more.
And it's very uncomfortable to have to ask them for their ID. Then they kind of look at you like.
And it's freaking annoying for us. I mean, after a while, it's freaking annoying.
You're joking, right?
It's been an issue for restaurants, particularly in tourist hotspots. On Friday, a bill was heard in the House Business and Labor Committee to make a change.
I wouldn't say rolling back. We're modifying it.
Listen very carefully to what they're going in here. I had to listen to this a couple times. This is one of those videos I actually did listen to a couple times because I was confused on what they're saying. And I mean, we got these lawmakers who think they are just trying to do the right thing, but they're really not. And
part of that too, Barn, and we have to admit it, is a lot of those lawmakers
don't drink.
Not people that go to bars. They don't drink, so they don't know what it's like. They don't know the scene, you know what I mean? And they don't know how annoying that is, especially for tourists.
It's like they see the Facebook posts or the Instagram posts or the TikToks of everybody having a great time, and it looks like you're always having fun all the time, 24/7. And these people don't get the fact that could be literally 3 seconds of your time in that bar where you just go, posing for the picture, and then now you're back drinking normally.
Yeah, exactly.
So they have no idea what it's truly like, how most people drink when they go to a bar. Sure, they're having a couple drinks, a few drinks. Sure, there's an idiot or two who have more than they should and things like that. But that's on the wait staff and the owners of the establishment to kind of, you're done, buddy, or whatever.
Yeah, tail him back or cut him off, whatever.
Yeah. And, but it seems like some of these lawmakers, and I'm not saying this guy, maybe this guy, I don't know, but some of these, it's like they think that everybody drinks to excess every single time they drink.
And it's just, it's a crazy unhinged party everywhere booze is sold.
Yeah, no, it's like I'll have an old fashioned, or I'll have a shot of whiskey, or I'll have a beer or whatever, and I'll have one, maybe two, and that's it. But they think you're having 10. I mean, it's like, oh my God, you people need to understand how the real world works, and you're not, you don't get it.
Right.
So, but if we listen to a little bit more of what they're saying, listen to kind of everything that they're talking about and their reasoning behind it. And of course, they're going to use some buzzwords. Yay, buzzwords. We love buzzwords.
We safe. All of
convenient.
us. Yeah.
For the children. It's for the children. Hey, thank you, Michael.
For the greater good.
And all that. And it's like, oh my God. Okay. So listen, keep an ear out and see if you pick up buzzwords. And if you can pick up a buzzword, you get to drink. Oh, wait. Are we not playing that game tonight? We should.
I am.
I know, really.
We've listened to concerns from the industry, also from the advocates for underage drinking prevention, and we struck a compromise.
The bill reverts back to the old law that lets a server ask for ID if they think someone looks under 35 years old.
Hey.
There will still be a 100% ID check in bars and at grocery and convenience stores. There's also a big change.
Are you effing kidding me? Are you effing kidding me? 100% in bars and restaurants
still stupid.
Seriously? Oh my God.
To deal with fake IDs following a major police bust at a Salt Lake City bar.
There's a process in place to contact law enforcement, and they can hold that ID, and that's a crime.
Okay, so let me back up about what they're talking about. The fake IDs. I had one when I didn't use it very often, but I had one when I was in college and wasn't quite 21. Got into a couple places. I don't know how. I looked at it and like, you thought that looked like me? Okay. And stuff like that. But a lot of places would see that ID that you hand the bouncer at the door or the host or whatever. And they would see like, oh, no, you're not. And they'd give the ID back. No, what they should do is take that damn ID, cut it up right in front of you and throw it away in the trash right in front of your face.
Get out of here.
Get out. Don't ever come back. You're now flagged. I know who you are, type of thing. We got you on camera, whatever. That's how it should work. So they're trying to talk about that where people would hand, no, that's a fake ID, and you give it back. Well, of course, they're going to try the next place because that's what we used to do.
You go down to the next place and the next
one of those places will let me in.
Yeah, exactly.
I get my ID back. But if you got that taken from you, how are you going to get in?
You're done for the night. Yeah, you're done for the night. Go home.
Yeah. So here are these geniuses talking about this, and some of them, you really have to look at who, like this guy.
Look at this guy.
This guy look like he's all for under 30 you're fine. I mean, over 30 you're fine. No, this guy looks like 100% ID time. As far as I'm concerned, this guy would mark everybody. Doesn't he look like that?
Yeah, kind of.
I don't know. Let's listen to what he has to say because it's interesting.
This bill is in a very good place. And if we should pass this bill, it will really cut down and really solve this problem.
Alcohol prevention.
Really solve this problem of the fake IDs? Is that what he was talking about? Should I go back and listen to that again?
Yeah, what was he talking about?
Yeah, let's go back a little bit. Yeah, I mean, let's try it again here because this,
and that's a crime.
This bill is in a very good place.
Yeah, let's go back.
City bar.
Back a little bit more.
There's a
it was a fake ID.
Fake ID. You can hold that ID, and that's a crime.
This bill is in a very good place. And if we should pass this bill, it will really cut down and really solve this problem.
Alcohol prevention.
That guy needs to go play with his grandchildren and not be a lawmaker anymore. He's way too old anymore. I'm sorry.
He needs to be in a home. Come on.
I'm sorry. People who are making laws who it's not really going to affect what they're doing or anything, go retire.
Yeah.
You need to retire.
That's kind of a thing, though, too. Like,
oh my God,
how can you justify a law that doesn't really affect you? I don't understand that.
But it affects everybody else.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, as long as it affects everybody else, we're okay.
Convention groups and hospitality groups joined forces to support the bill.
Thank you so much for making the changes, because if I get one more call from an owner, entrepreneur saying that they had to turn away a large party because the group brought in their grandfather who was 80 years old and didn't have an ID.
Okay. I have that exact story. My father-in-law, I think, my mother-in-law or father-in-law, whatever, didn't have their ID, and we went to a place to do it, and they would not serve them a beer. So that's a true story right there.
Yeah, that blows me away. I can see that. I can see that 100%.
Oh, I'm sorry.
But
You
that
don't
blows
have
me
ID.
away.
I can't serve you. Even though you look like my grandmother or my grandfather, I still can't serve you. What?
Yeah. Father Earth coming in over here wants a beer. Give him a beer.
Yeah.
For God's sakes.
Yeah. The man don't have a lot of time left on this world. Give him
probably fought
beer.
1 or 2 wars too at his age.
Yeah. Daddy.
That's the thing. If you fought in a war, you get a beer. That's it. That's
damn right.
And wasn't allowed on premise. Oh my gosh.
Motion passes unanimously. Thank you, Representative.
Thank you. Can I get my fake IDs back?
That bill now heads to the full House of Representatives for a vote. We are still waiting here in the legislature for the omnibus alcohol bill. Every year, the legislature makes tweaks to alcohol policy in the state. This year, we are expecting them to address an issue called proximity. It's how close a bar or a restaurant can be to community spaces like schools, parks, or churches.
Oh my God. I mean, on one hand, okay, I get it. On another hand, I'm just like,
yeah,
really?
Yeah,
man, I'm telling you, it's the common sense is out the window, and with a lot of this stuff. So
it's just not so common anymore with a lot of this stuff.
Yeah, so I thought I'd look into what this new 100% ID law is, and as we go through, we're going to read it. So it began January 1st this year. That would be 2026. And basically, it requires all establishments that are licensed to sell alcohol to check the ID of every customer purchasing alcohol, regardless of age, appearance. Because that makes common sense right there, doesn't it?
Yeah, that's so stupid. That literally took the common sense out of it.
Yeah. Let's just be blah, blah, blah. I mean, it's like you have a computer AI creature who has no sense of age in anything,
right?
Just saying, no, you must give me your ID every single time. I know AI voices are a little bit, not much, but they're a little bit better.
Not
much.
So
a key distinction to understanding when a customer's ID is required to be electronically scanned. And why do we have to electronically scan it everywhere we go?
Yeah, I want to know why. Or
so
why,
the table below,
why they're telling us,
and
other than the underlying reason.
Yeah. So here's some of the takeaways for that exact reason there, Rude. Key takeaways, the IDs forever. This means that all customers purchasing alcohol in Utah, regardless of age, appearance, must be, present an acceptable form of ID verification. So I can't just scribble in crayon on a piece of paper and my date, draw a picture of myself. Apparently, that doesn't work.
I guess that's not going to work for me.
Businesses that use ID scanners do not need to replace them because they can continue using their existing scanners. Well, that's good because you don't want every place having to pay God knows how much for a state-sanctioned scanner.
They're insanely expensive as well.
Oh, I'm sure they're thousands, couple $1,000, maybe $1,000.
And I'm sure there's like a licensing that you got to pay monthly or yearly or some dumb shit.
Yeah, I'll give you your phone for it free, but you got to put you on a 2-year contract for yourself.
Exactly.
Legislature will consider this piece of law coming up in the session. All businesses that sell alcohol look for no alcohol sale language on the ID, and that's like you were saying. It has like a little red bar. It says no.
It's
alcohol.
like a red bar, yeah.
They might have a picture of it in one of these. I think so. House Bill 437 Amendments to a law passed by the Utah State Legislature earlier this year requires driver's license division to create an identification card that indicates whether someone is an interdicted person. The interdicted person identification card notes that based upon court order, person may not be sold alcohol. That's what we were just talking about. New interdicted IDs. That's exactly the same thing. No alcohol sale in a little red bar right above your photo. The ID scan, new ID scanners, must use ID scanners for age verification, can continue using their current scanners. They may not catch whether the ID is interdicted individual or not, but maybe, I don't know, have a brain in your head and, kind of look at things. Well, how can you tell if somebody's not supposed to? You can't get their driver's license. I mean, okay. Do we need to know everything? That's why I have a problem with the whole vaccine. And this is even worse. The whole vaccine passport thing is nobody's business whether I had my flu shot or my COVID shot or my anything else shot. None of your freaking business.
Right.
Oh, but you could get somebody sick by sneezing or coughing on them. Blah, blah, blah. Welcome to life. Welcome to living within other human beings, proximity of each other.
Welcome to the circle of life.
You ever gone to a basketball game? You ever gone to a concert? You ever gone to a restaurant? You ever gone anywhere where there's other people around you? Grow up. That's part of life. You ever been on an airplane? You're in a tube. Guess what? I mean, I'll put these notes in the description so you can kind of see them, but it's just getting to be ridiculous. Here, TARDA, Utah's 100% ID check law, it may soon get an exception. This talks about what they're talking about on the, it's his article by Ben Winslow.
Ben Winslow, yeah.
Talks about it right there. Here's a law firm. Utah's 100% ID law, what businesses and consumers need to know as of January 1st. It'll be implemented. Bars, restaurants, alcohol serving establishments, major shift in compliance obligations for consumers. It changes what what to expect when ordering alcohol anywhere in the state, and for individuals with prior extreme DUI convictions. Again, we're using words that are pretty vague. What does extreme mean? Does anybody notice that when they put wording into language like this, how vague that is and how wide of a net you're casting at that point?
Yeah, and that's kind of the thing. I mean, when you say that, extreme means extreme to somebody who's never had one means one.
Right. And extreme to somebody who has had one, maybe 5 or 10 is extreme.
Yeah.
I mean, who knows?
4 or 5. Like, I don't know how you got your damn license back.
It's like somebody says, well, how spicy is that salsa? I don't know. What's your tolerance level of it?
Yeah, exactly.
I mean, somebody could eat a couple habaneros and be fine. Somebody could eat a Carolina Reaper and go, oh my God, or somebody can eat a very little bit of a jalapeno and they're on fire and fuego,
Well, and that's why they say extreme, and they probably wrote it in the law like that too. So
what does that mean?
They could leave it up into an interpretation. You know what I mean? And that's bullshit.
Exactly. So these guys talk about what is the law, just so we know. 100% ID law requires universal identification or surveillance or what is it? Compliance or God, what's the other word I'm looking for? Where you're just you're being surveilled. I don't know. You know what I'm saying. It's kind of go through all this stuff, you forget what you're doing. Discretion of a customer appeared over to. Okay, so unlike prior practices,
that.
Yeah, exactly. Let's do that. Unlike prior practices where employees could use discretion if a customer appeared over 21, the new law removes that discretion entirely. Isn't that interesting? So
yeah, now you remove the use of common sense from your servers.
You remove logic. You removed any sense of humanity in anything, and then you have drones. We are creating a drone state, not the little ones that fly around, but a minion, a drone, a worker bee. Just do your job and shut up. Yeah. Every customer must present a valid ID to purchase alcohol. Every ID must be visually inspected, not just scanned. I don't like this part. The scanned part. Actually, that part. Alcohol sellers must verify both age and legal eligibility to purchase alcohol. This applies to bars, restaurants, blah, blah, blah. No alcohol sale. There's the ID card we were talking about. If you can see
the red strip right there. Yep.
There's the red strip.
Boom, bang, bang. Yep. There it is.
Binga, banga, booma. The red stripe or strip issued by the state of Utah individuals convicted of extreme DUI. Again, gotta love the language.
I just spoke to a friend of mine about this, and they just got their first one, right? And it was traumatic. Yeah, their first DUI. Okay. It was traumatic for them. Yada yada yada.
Embarrassing, probably.
Embarrassing, sure. Yeah. All this, everything that goes expensive. You know what I mean? The whole shebang. Yeah. They told me that after 2, you get a red stripe for, and I don't know if this is completely accurate, but it wouldn't surprise me. They told me that you get a red stripe. If you get a second DUI, you get a red stripe, and that red stripe stays on for 5 years.
I was going to say how long. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
So that red stripe right there.
Yeah. And then if you don't have any other, alcohol related whatevers, then when that ID is, expiring, you go in to get you another one, you can get that red stripe taken off.
But what
which
happens
is crazy to me.
One more DUI, that's it. Then what happens?
Yeah.
After you off
when
the
they
5-year plan.
When they say extreme, that's 2.
That's 2. Dose.
And don't get me wrong. 2 is too many.
Absolutely.
Now, we're not condoning drinking and driving and going all crazy and all that shit. All I'm saying,
extreme seems a little extreme.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Yeah. So mandatory. This is the part. This is the paragraph that bugs the F out of me. Mandatory ID scanning requirements for Utah bars. In addition to visual inspection, all Utah bars are required to scan every ID using an approved ID scanning device, that you got to pay thousands of dollars for, and probably a monthly fee. Every patron's ID must be scanned. Every patron, because it's just genius. You are going to scan 90-year-old great grandma. Okay, you guys are freaking brilliant.
Well, where grandma's at. You know what
I mean?
Oh
yeah, she's a menace
Her
to
ID was
society.
scanned. She's at the bar again.
She is a problem on the roads, and not even having a drink, she's a problem on the roads. But you put a little alcohol in her.
You get a couple Shirley Temples in her.
Now she's going 90 down the freeway instead of 35. But yeah. So this includes regular customers and repeat visitors. So sorry, Charlie. I know you've been coming in for 20 years. Still scan your ID, buddy.
It's the law. Real quick.
Yeah. There are no exceptions based on familiarity or appearance. So isn't that lovely? Utah restaurants with bars, the 5-foot rule. Is this like the old Zion curtain?
What is this? Yeah.
Remember the old Zion curtain? You couldn't show in an area where children were in the restaurant. They could not be visually within sight of seeing a bartender pour a drink.
Booze. Yeah.
Like the old Applebee's places and Chili's and stuff like that, where the bars were in the middle, and you couldn't have that. You had to have a quote unquote the Zion curtain, where you had to make the drinks in the back and then bring them out. I mean, it's like, oh my God, only here would you have that.
Yeah, super lame.
Yeah, it is super lame. Under Utah's ID law, restaurants with visible bars, is what I was just saying, must scan IDs for certain patrons. Requirement depends on how close the patron is to the bar. Okay, so if I'm 6 feet away or 10.5 feet away, is that okay? I'm just what it's like the whole COVID 6-foot rule. I mean, it's just
it is. That's so stupid. The requirement.
Could this be more asinine?
You know how pissed servers are right now.
Oh my God.
They've got to be. I hope that it's the servers that are going down there, especially the servers, like the bouncers. You know what I mean? The door guys. You know, it really doesn't affect them too much because they're not serving. But the servers or the bartenders, they have got to be going out of their minds about this stupid shit, especially like at sports bars. You know what I mean? Or places where like you said, like Buffalo Wild Wings, or like, you know, say, okay, at Chili's where you go watch the game or something like that.
Right.
They've got to be going out of their fucking minds right now, especially the servers.
Nutsoid. Yeah. This is the distance-based ID scanning rules. 10 feet applies when there is no pony wall, and that's those half walls, in case you're wondering where the pony wall is, or barrier blocking the view of the bar. 5 feet applies when a pony wall or partial barrier is in place. Okay. How does this make a difference? How does this change anything? How does this help anything except make these dipshits feel good that they put some law in place to protect the children?
Yeah, that old baby eyes over here didn't see, you know, a drink being poured.
Yeah,
that's so stupid.
Please put in the comments
if
you think this is so asinine and absolutely freaking ridiculous, or whether you think it's a great idea. I don't want to put words in your mouth. Or
sure,
in the comments.
And you know, and please, you know, put in the comments here how ridiculous, especially if you're from somewhere else.
Yeah.
You know, and you've experienced different liquor laws. Now, I know somewhere, you know, or some places back east, especially kind of in that kind of Appalachian area, Kentucky,
you like Moonshineville?
Tennessee, yeah, like kind of Moonshineville. I know there are
mountain people,
crazy alcohol laws there.
Yeah.
But like, you know, especially if you're outside of Utah, tell us kind of what kind of crazy laws are going on where you're at, and if they're doing weird shit like this. This is crazy.
Yeah, let us know if we're the only ones or not.
Yeah. Are we making too big of a deal about this? But we felt like our liquor laws have been nuts from forever.
They have been antiquated and really behind the times for I don't know how long, and quite frankly, absolutely ridiculous. Like this,
especially
10 feet, 5 foot roll. Give me a break. So if I'm 11 feet away, is that okay then? I mean, come on.
You're gonna step this off. You're gonna have your guy come back out with the yard.
Let me get the tape measure out.
Step this up. Yeah, exactly.
Oh my god.
Especially with us trying to kind of appeal to say, okay, we
tourists.
We have professional hockey, professional basketball.
Yeah.
Some professional soccer. But we're trying to appeal more to tourism.
And we have kind of a thing called a ski industry here. It's so weird.
Yeah, exactly. We're we got the Olympics coming again.
Yep.
We're pandering to the baseball people. You know what I mean? Trying to get a pro baseball team in here, and that's the thing. It's going to bring a lot of people from out of state, and a lot of people have moved here, fled a big state on our west coast. I'm not going to mention it, but trying to get away from Goofy Gavi. And there's been a lot of influx here, and those people, I'm sure, were shocked with our liquor laws.
Yeah.
But that's kind of the thing. But they're still, and they're going back to this antiquated system, and it's crazy. And they're letting these old man Rivers make laws about this shit.
Yeah.
So dumb.
It's like, I am not a child. I'm an adult. I can manage my own life. If you want to, they've already reduced the legal alcohol percent limit down to 0.05 from 0.08.
It was 0.08. Yeah.
Yeah. And now it's 0.05, I think. I mean, technically it really could be anything over 0.0 really is what it could be. And you're impaired at that point, but I would rather see that because there's really no excuse. Get a freaking Uber or Lyft, drive home, have a friend be a DD and drive home. There's really no excuse. So I'm fine with that, but don't keep me from being able to have a good time. If I have somebody or have an Uber, Lyft, or cab that I can take home, stop. let me do let me live my life. Maybe I had a huge week and I'm like, you know what? I just want to let off a little steam, have some drinks with some friends, enjoy the game at the bar, and have a good time. As long as I'm not being overly rowdy, overly belligerent, overly drunk, and everything
I'm not
else.
bothering anybody. Yeah.
Yeah. Just, I'm an adult. Let me do my thing. I don't tell you how to live your life, Mr. Church going MFer. I don't tell you how to live your life, Mr. Homeless guy sitting on the streets, although you probably should because you're in my way. But
at the same time, it's like, they're trying to parent us.
Yeah.
Basically at any turn they get. And it's like, we can take care of ourselves.
I may act like a child every once in a while, but I'm not a child.
Sure.
But I can do whatever the hell I want as long as it doesn't interfere with your life and what you do with your thing. So this is what we can expect under the law to purchase alcohol in Utah. Always bring valid identification. Yeah, mom, dad, you should have brought your ID, and you guys are, 80 years old, give or take. So, I mean, come on, you should have your ID when you go to a bar.
That's your bad.
So freaking stupid. Expect to be carded every time, regardless of age. That's freaking brilliant. Just, that'll stop everything. Understand that refusal of service may be legally required. Blah, blah. Individuals with red stripe. Okay, yeah, we get that. Penalty for violating. This is more goes on the company. And that's the other thing. It's like, I don't know. It doesn't seem to be much of an issue when you go most other places. They have kind of logic and brains in their head about it. Anyway, you can go more in this article and see what's kind of going on. Here's another attorney group that you can talk about. See all the stuff they have for there. This is the no exceptions. This is the thing they're trying to change, which they need to do. And I think if they can get back to something that's a little more reasonable, like if you look like you're under, 35 or 40, for F's sake, or you're walking in with kids that are yours. If you're old enough to have a child, you're probably old enough to drink, and you're probably most likely, especially if you have any kid over 5 or 10 years old,
you need a drink. It's been a week.
You not only need a drink, but you probably didn't have the kid when you're 16 and they're 5 years old and you're barely 20. I mean, whatever. You know what I mean? It's like, come on.
Do the math.
Do we need to be so stupid? Apparently we do. So apparently they're talking about how it's the underage drinking that's a problem. So I looked up a few articles about this. Underage drinking, a reality in Utah despite state rankings. Okay. Yes. Children everywhere, even here, are going to drink while underage. But guess what? Where are they drinking usually if they're underage? At a party at a friend's house, while parents are out of town, at a buddy's place, in a park. I mean, they're not usually, not always, but not usually going to a bar.
Yeah.
And most of them are not trying to order a drink at an Applebee's either.
Right.
Some might. Don't get me wrong. They might have their little ID, fake ID, whatever. And I understand it, but the percentage really is a lot less than they think. And I don't.
And underage drinkers, they'll steal their aunt or uncle's booze, or they'll steal their parents' booze, and and they'll go sneak out to the shed, or you know what I mean, and whatever, do whatever the fuck they do. But then you like the kids at the parties, you know what I mean? They have an older sibling or an older person, whatever, brings them booze, and they're binge drinking, and they're doing that, and most of them will drink so hard they yak, and they don't really want to drink for a while again after that. Yeah, it is a life lesson.
It's a life lesson. So
to take that life lesson away from these kids, I think it's a shame.
Because sometimes you need to learn the hard way.
Yes,
you need to fall off that bike. Right.
You need to be spanked.
Yeah.
You know?
So Utah ranks low for underage drinking, yet thousands of teens still consume alcohol. No shit, Sherlock. Really? Gosh. Again, at parties with friends' houses, their older siblings are throwing a party, and the younger kids maybe. That's, I mean, it's going to happen, and all the laws in the world are not going to stop that.
Right. Yeah, it's not. I mean, kids are gonna drink. They're gonna steal the booze. They're gonna drink.
There's a party.
You know what I mean?
And mom and dad are out of town. Somebody's having a party. Somebody's drinking.
That's the
underage.
thing, dude. You can't make a law for all of this thing, and you know what I mean. It's almost like they were just making this the excuse to why they made that law, and I think it's
Right.
bullshit because again, you know, kids are going to drink, kids are going to smoke, kids are going to do what kids do.
Yeah. But when you put it on the bars and restaurants, the percentage, and I don't know what that is, but I guarantee it's pretty small. The percentage of the problem of kids underage drinking at a bar is so minimal compared to having a party at a friend's house.
Exactly.
Come on. This is just, again, logic, common sense are out the window when it comes to this
but
shit.
at the same, when we think about it, it makes sense to do something like this and to blame it on something like this.
Yeah.
To get the majority backing for a little bit more surveillance on our friends and neighbors.
Yeah, apparently you can't keep track of your own kids, so we'll do it for you. We're the state. And I'm not just talking Utah, I'm talking the state. Yeah.
Yeah.
So they talk about binge drinking is prevalent, just like we said, with 72% of underage drinkers reporting recent binge episodes before 2020. Oh, okay, great. Yeah. Where? At kids' houses, at parties, at places that aren't normal restaurants, bars, and other establishments. Come on. Experts. These people, the geniuses, urge community efforts and parental involvement to address underage drinking issues. Yes, I agree. 100% geniuses. Okay. So it goes down, talks more about it. But again, like we said, the amount of times that this is happening that makes it an issue at a restaurant or bar is so small compared to a party, a group out, an outing up the canyon. Who knows, wherever they're going, they're going to be drinking. And it's not at a restaurant or a bar. Yeah. Yep. So here's some more stats. Board of Education. I'll put all these links into the description so you can check them out. Advocates encourage parents to talk to kids about. Yes, we have PR campaigns. We have things encouraging parents like talk to your kids. Understand it's not the drinking part; it's what the drinking does to your brain and the development of your brain
as a child.
You can wait to drink. You can wait to do all this stuff when you are fully developed, when you get to be 21 or whatever years of age. I mean, my God. Do you let your kids drink? Utah has a message for you. Oh, I bet they do. None of your effing business. My cousins back in California, their parents allowed them to have a sip of wine at dinner when they were teenagers. It took the taboo away. It took the curiosity away. It took all of that because, oh yeah, I have a sip of wine. I know what it's all about. And I bet you my cousin's dad also even got drunk with them, their brothers, even got drunk with them so they can see how, but you're going to do it in a contained environment right here at the house. I'm going to serve you, and maybe they didn't, maybe they didn't. Served you enough alcohol that you ended up puking. And I hate puking. And then they won't want to do it. But even if that didn't happen, they were able to have a sip of beer, sip of wine here and there when they're 15, 16, whatever. And so they weren't sitting there, oh, wonder what it's like to drink. And then they binge, and then that's where you have your problems.
Right.
Thank you, nanny state.
Right. Same thing that happened with me. We were allowed to drink in a controlled situation.
Yeah.
At a young age. I mean, teenagers. But at the same time, it was exactly one of those things where it was like, okay, well, I'll let you binge even, you know what I mean? And then the grown-ups are laughing at us, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
While we're yakking, you know what I mean? And then
they're like, oh,
really didn't
look at those dumb kids.
Really didn't want to do it again for a long time after that. And but I think that's a good idea. And again, taking the taboo away from it and not like glamorizing it, you know what I mean? In front of, children. Because it's not, you know what I mean? You do it, as a drinker, I usually do it to unwind and relax. You know what I mean?
Right.
I don't say, hey, it's 12 o'clock. We need to start drinking.
It's
Or
5 o'clock somewhere.
Or
somewhere
it's like, oh, we're having steak tonight.
Yeah.
So this wine goes best with this kind of steak.
Right.
We don't
Which
glamorize
it
it.
does. I mean, that
it
wine
does,
that you're
but we
talking
don't
about.
glamorize it in front of the kids.
Right.
You know what I mean? But at the same time, when you're not doing that responsibly and you're not kind of looking at it, and that's what
And being a parent. And
that's what pisses me off is like you're literally telling me that I don't know how to
raise my children
and raise my children. Yeah. And teach them the dangers of binge drinking and alcohol at a young age. You know what I mean?
I can put out a PR program for you. Yeah,
exactly. It's like I can do that. And
thank you very much.
Between my four walls. Thank you.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, it's ridiculous. And so I laugh because again, we don't have people pushing back and saying, okay, and I am like, why the hell do we need to do this ID thing every time and get it scanned? And what are they doing with the information and all that stuff every time we go out to a bar, restaurant, whatever, no matter how old I am, comes to get some point. But this also ties conversely with voter ID. Okay. So you don't seem to have a problem with being ID'd, because I haven't heard much backlash really yet. Some of it, they saw that one TikTok video those guys did, and all that. You don't have a problem with being ID'd, and that's not racist. But voter ID is, because Black people and brown people and Asian people and whatever are too stupid to be able to figure out how to get an ID, although they're supposed to have an ID and a driver's license to be able to. I mean,
anyway, yeah.
Yeah, see what I mean? I mean, so you're trying to have it one way and not have it the other way. So it's like you want a surveillance state, and you're fine with passing IDs, so everybody has to show an ID to go to a restaurant, to a bar, blah 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 blah. But you don't need to worry about that when you're trying to vote for the same people passing this type of law that makes you have an ID. Isn't that ironic? There should be a song.
Yeah,
should be a song about that.
We have to have it until it affects my vote. Then that's stupid. We shouldn't.
Yeah. So here's a couple of little videos. This guy's awesome. He has a Don't Walk Run Productions. I think it's Andrew is his name. I can't remember. But anyway, he's got this show and he talks about the ridiculousness of a lot of these things and these Democrats and what they're putting through. And in our case, it's also Republicans putting this shit through. So it's any kind of politician who's a freaking moron trying to control us. That was what I was trying to think of earlier. Control, and here he is talking about it. And we'll just play a little bit of this because it goes into, I think, right up to Senator Elizabeth Warren, Pocahontas, and what she has to say. So yeah, let's listen. Let's listen this, because this is more about the voter ID, but it goes conversely with what we're talking about.
Couple of weeks. Democrats have been doing everything they can to demonize Republicans and their efforts to pass legislation that would require every voter in the United States to show documentary proof that they are a U.S. citizen. First, here's Senator Elizabeth Warren.
Oh, here she comes.
Do you support voter ID for elections? Well, it depends on what you mean by voter ID. When you want.
Oh my God. Depends on what the definition of is.
What are you talking about? Depends on what you mean
by voter ID. I mean, somebody's showing a proof of citizenship so they can freaking vote, you dumb moron.
A driver's license, you idiot.
Oh my God. Yeah, she's a piece of
more
shit.
Word salad bullshit. I hate it.
Want to say that everyone has to produce a birth certificate?
No, dumbass. All they have to do is a driver's license they got from a birth certificate many, many moons ago. And you should understand moons because you're Native American. And so you know what that means. So no, dumbass, don't try to change the subject like, oh, everybody has to produce a birth certificate. That's not what they're saying. You purposely trying to skirt the issue and change the whole freaking narrative. This is exactly what this bitch and all these other idiots do as well.
Including women whose married names are not on their birth certificate.
See, yeah.
I'm tapping the table just in disbelief that this is the shit coming out. shit in, shit out. This is what
they do.
This is exactly what they do. Every woman who gets married who's changing their name goes down to the county courthouse or the city, whatever, and they get a new marriage license that has their new name on it.
Mm-hmm. Obviously, you're not going to take your birth certificate, you fucking idiot.
This is not a hard concept, and this is something that people have been able to do for millennia, for decades, 100 years, whatever. She is such a moron.
Certificates, that creates a real problem for me.
Well, isn't that just one of the first steps in getting...
Everything creates a problem for you, Lizzie. Everything.
Yeah, when it's not your narrative, then
when it's not your stuff.
Problem.
Yeah.
Married is getting a new ID?
Actually, it's not getting a new birth certificate.
Oh my God.
Birth certificate.
Okay, first of all, you can get a copy of your birth certificate, but that's not what we're talking about. Is marriage license, you stupid ass. And you know you're not stupid. You know exactly what you're doing. That's the thing. I call you an idiot because you're just see you next Thursday.
Well, yeah, and you're being an asshole about it, and just creating more problems where there are not a problem. Yeah, exactly. When there is no problem.
Okay. So why would you need a new birth certificate if you already have an old birth certificate? Couldn't tell you. But for clarity, the SAVE Act would, in some cases, require that when you register to vote, you would need to show your birth certificate as proof of citizenship. And if you're among the 51% of the US population that has a passport, you can use that as well.
Anyway, it goes on. I will post that video in there as well for you. And then here's one last little one. This is a lot shorter, but this is Representative Luna destroying this Jim Crow bullshit about voter
I
ID.
love this.
Yeah,
I've seen this one. Yeah,
this one is awesome. I'll play the whole
Love
thing.
me some APL, dude. She's my girl.
She is absolutely fantastic. Anna Paulina Luna is a rock star in Congress.
The gentlewoman from Florida is recognized.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. My colleagues are spending a lot of time lecturing the American people on how this is going to require you to show your papers. But last time I checked, during COVID, they demanded that if you simply wanted to go to a funeral, be with your loved ones while they were dying, or get married, you had to show your papers. In fact, in New York City, they were literally asking you for your COVID passport. Yet the Save America Act, a common sense piece of legislation that requires two things, voter ID plus proof of citizenship, is being labeled by people in the Senate and people in this very chamber as Jim Crow era laws. Well, let me remind the American people of history. It was a Democrat Party that championed the Jim Crow era laws. And this is the farthest thing from it. In fact, if you're doing that, you're insulting over 70% of your voters, Democrats, who believe that voter ID is the best way to secure an election. Then we have the argument that you have from Blue Anon saying that Trump is trying to steal the election and Orange Man bad, and this is somehow going to fix the midterms. But the fact is that if we are going to play that game, then you would want voter ID and you would want to secure the elections. So please support this legislation. I do not believe that Barack Obama, in showing his voter ID, was engaging in Jim Crow era law or pushing that type of perspective. And for the same people that are advocating, saying that Kristi Noem and ICE will demand your personal information and you will be under surveillance, let I remind them that they actually all authorized the reauthorization of FISA, unreformed, that violated your constitutional rights. So this is pretty simple. If you are not an American, you do not get to vote in our elections.
Amen.
This is not a free-for-all country. A majority of Americans support this. A majority of the world has voter ID in place. It is not racist. I appreciate my colleagues and the House admin for doing this, and I support all of my colleagues and urge them to vote for this piece of legislation.
Freaking nailed it right there. Bam.
Yeah.
Bam.
Rock star.
Rock star. She nailed it. And that's the thing. It's so how ironic that everybody's requiring this. Everybody's requiring vaccine passports or whatever they were trying to do. Thank God that it never went anywhere.
Yeah, no shit.
You know, and yet now we want to also require this here in our state to be scanned. I mean, why? And none of this shit makes sense. It makes sense to show an ID to vote. You only vote once, maybe twice every other year in the primary and then the general election. Okay. So it's not a big deal, but you go to a bar every single time, and we never had problems with this stuff. Being over 35, under 35, they'll card you anything over. Oh, cool. I've passed that. And now I'm past 45 or whatever. And now it's just insulting. Now it's like, oh, F you, that I have to show my ID, F you.
It's almost like you got to wear it on your shirt now. You know what I mean? Like, it's just really, let's go ahead and scan it. It's on my shirt.
The logic and that makes no sense.
That's the thing. But where is it going?
Yeah.
It's going to watch. It's going to be a bracelet that they're out of convenience.
Yeah.
You know what? We have these digital ID bracelets that you can wear.
Yeah.
That's
for the children.
You can just scan it to go into the grocery store, or you can just scan it to get gas.
Yeah.
Or you can just scan it to go into a government building.
I'll just throw your Apple Pay up, I guess, or Google Pay, or it's the same thing. They're basically
that's the thing. And then they're going to be like, oh, well, the bracelet's too kind of binding. Well, guess what? We have it now where we can inject it right in your wrist.
Yeah, you never have
How
to
about that?
You never have to carry a phone with you. Yeah.
That's going to be great.
It's just asinine. The things that they get outraged about and upset about, and then when you push back on something like that's so antiquated and so asinine, like having to show, like an 80-year-old has to show an ID to prove that they're of age to drink, which is what they're saying. And we're trying to cut down on underage drinking, which isn't the problem. And that's not where it is. It's in the houses and stuff that you can't pass laws to prevent.
It's stupid.
The logic is stupid. Yeah. And then you listen to Elizabeth Warren trying to, you carry your birth certificate. No, stupid ass. That's not what we're saying. You're a freaking moron.
Proof of citizenship, you idiot.
Oh my God.
You don't try to flip it. Don't try to twist words.
You stupid
dumbass.
Anyway, that's enough on that. I hope you kind of opened your eyes that can we use some logic and common sense? It makes sense to have ID to vote. It doesn't make sense for an 80-year-old or a 50-year-old or a 60-year-old to have to show ID every time they order a beer at a restaurant or whatever. It's just, come on. Can we grow up a little in both regards? Anyway, thanks for joining the podcast, everyone. Look for our next one. We might do a rapid fire, bam, bam, bam of issues and just comment on them real briefly.
Maybe
try
not.
something new here.
Like, share, subscribe, comment. Let us know what you think.